new push by House Republicans to launch yet another investigation of Hillary Clinton's emails. Joining us now, Congressman Jason Chaffetz. He's chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us. So let's talk about your new investigation. I want to play an exchange that Hillary Clinton had today with reporters. She was asked about what you're up to. Listen to this.
To follow up on the Chaffetz investigation, though, he's asked for a U.S. attorney to look into whether your aides deleted emails that had already been subpoenaed. Do you have any concerns that emails were deleted after they were already supposed to be preserved, and did you ask for them to be deleted?
No, of course not. I have no concern on either count. None. And neither did the FBI.
I don't know if you could hear it, but she said, I have no concern on either count, none, and neither did the FBI. So what are you up to now?
Well, that's not true. The FBI said they didn't look at the testimony she gave under Congress. Remember, it was in 2015, years after she left office. On March 3rd, the Select Committee from Benghazi issues a preservation order. March 4th, they send a subpoena. March 10th, the secretary goes out on television and says that they have preserved all of these emails. But then it's March 25th, literally days later, that there's actually a conference call, and that's between David Kendall and Cheryl Mills, her top advisors, and the Platte River Networks. Guess what? Less than a week later, there is actually documents that are destroyed. There is a work order that documents this. All new information that we helped glean from the FBI report and questions we have, because these aren't Hillary Clinton's
I know you asked
emails.
James Comey, the FBI director, to investigate her testimony before Congress, whether she perjured herself, whether she lied. Has the FBI launched an investigation? Have you formally made that request?
We did. I mean, I was shocked and surprised after nearly a year of an investigation. They never looked. The FBI never looked at her testimony under oath before the House of Representatives or the United States Senate.
Have they launched an investigation, the FBI?
They will never confirm or deny whether or not they've done that. But the House has responsibility. These are not Hillary Clinton's emails. These are federal records. And I believe it's one of potentially the biggest breaches of security in the history of the State Department. You can't just let all this classified information in 4 years of records go out the door without some accountability and without us making sure that it never happens.
Here's the criticism of you and your supporters. There have been so many of these investigations already by members of Congress, congressional committees, including your own, as well as the FBI. No criminal charges have been filed against Hillary Clinton. You heard what James Comey said. What do you realistically hope might emerge from your latest investigation?
Well, when the FBI director testifies that they never even looked at that, when the FBI director confirms...
But that wasn't their responsibility.
Well, again, so we have waited patiently. You didn't see us doing hearings on this. We waited patiently. Hillary Clinton's the one that chose this timeline. Hillary Clinton's the one that came up with this convenient relationship with herself. And you got to beg the question, what about the foundation? Was the interaction with the State Department, was that official business?
So tell us specifically what you're looking for.
I want to get to the truth. I want to make sure this never happens again.
Specifically what?
What did she do or not do with those documents? Because the proximity in the timeline is just stunning. She holds these emails for years, does not turn them over. She says it's for convenience, but she held on to them. And then within days, literally days of a conference call with her two lead attorneys and assistants, there is a destruction of documents. And now we know from the FBI that those emails that have been recovered by the FBI, 14,900 new documents we haven't seen. We can't even, the Associated Press is suing for years, has been suing in court under the Freedom of Information Act, just trying to get Hillary Clinton's calendar.
Between now and November 8th, the election, what are you planning on doing, if anything?
Well, we have 3 hearings that will be happening in rapid succession.
Who's going to testify?
Well, the first one's going to happen on Thursday. We want to know under the Freedom of Information Act, what about all those responses to Congress? What about those responses to the Freedom of Information Act? So we're going to have Undersecretary Kennedy and some of the people in charge of FOIA. The following Monday, we want to bring up the people who make the classifications and make the redactions on these documents, because the information they've shown us should not be redacted. And so we want to know about that. And then I want to get at the IT geeks. Those are the people that really know what's happened here. According to the FBI report, some of these people evidently pled the fifth. And this timeline really doesn't look good for what Clinton did with these federal records.
The majority leader, remember, he got into a lot of trouble, Kevin McCarthy, when he said this entire thing, Benghazi, all of these investigations, in effect, he said, are political look at Hillary Clinton. Look at how her numbers have gone down as a result of this. The accusation against you, you're doing this now for political reasons.
No, Hillary Clinton chose this timeline. She came up with this convenient relationship with herself. She's the one that delayed the release of these for so long. And even to this day, the State Department has still not turned over Congress all of this information. And we just got the FBI report a couple weeks ago. So no matter the election, I'm the chairman of the Oversight Committee. Of course we're going to do this investigation. These are federal records that have inappropriately left. They should not happen, and I don't care what's going on with the election. We're going to get to the truth.
Let's say she's elected. You'll continue this investigation?
Absolutely. Whether she wins, loses, I have a duty under the Constitution to fulfill my constitutional duty to provide that check and balance. That's what the chairman of the Oversight Committee does.
Very quickly, James Comey's bottom line assessment, and we all heard it, against launching any criminal charges against Hillary Clinton. Did he do the right thing?
I think Mr. Comey is a man of great integrity. I don't think he had a political desire to do one thing or the other. I disagree with his final assessment about intent, but when he hasn't even looked at those things that are as important to the House of Representatives as anything, I've got a duty to then take that baton and make sure that we do that probe in its full, in its entirety, wherever it leads us.